Happy Monday, friends. I'm leaning in really hard this morning because I read an article that reaffirms my intuition, and what I continue to share is listen to your intuition, listen to your own heart, not the external forces, not anyone outside of you. The past 3 years has been interesting, and I'm not someone who promotes sharing negativity. I am someone who promotes sharing truth. And there's something that was just released, literally just the other day, and by the Children's Health Defense. And now the FDA has come out to say the CJAB, I'm not even going to say it because I don't want anything to get triggered. I don't want, like, it's the biggest psychological warfare that I have ever experienced in my life. I know it has happened previously. It's fucking mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So all of us were pressured to ourselves and our children take an experimental vaccine. Nope, your kids can't play sports. Nope, not safe. They had to change in the hall, first of all, 10 feet away from each other with masks on, to change in the hall to play hockey for the very first time again. Then they were locked out until they all took the jab. And then, even with no science, no testing, no nothing. So can't go to a movie theater, can't go to a restaurant. No, because you're unsafe. Can't even walk in to use the washroom, to eat your meal in your car. The article they came out with is that now the FDA is backtracking, and that kids from the age of 12 to 17 could have heart inflammation issues if they take this. It's already been out that myocarditis, and I think there was another thing, heart issues in children. Why am I sharing this? Because my passion is aligning with yourself and having a holistic healer within everyone's home, so that we're not relying on big pharma to fix things, which, let's get real, their version of fixing things has no science behind it. Nothing. Because obviously this is new science, right? Because 2.5 years ago, it was safe. Anyway, I'm sharing this in my video simply because you're never wrong when you align with your truth. Even if your truth makes other people uncomfortable. And interestingly enough, when I read my horoscope for this week last night, it essentially said something along the lines of something that I'm passionate about, or I feel strongly about, that other people may not see the same passion that I have, essentially, is what it was. And I was confused because I thought, well, that's interesting. Like, what's going to happen this week that I'm going to feel that way? Because I do share about my oracle cards. I share about my oils. If you don't like it, you're not going to be on my page. So, right? Anyway, then I see this article this morning that was sent to me, and it fired something up inside of me. So here's my reminder today. When you feel that, like, I could literally feel the ignition within me, literally. From that point, I was not responding, I was reacting. I was mad. I was angry. Now they're coming out with this, right? After the fact, when millions of people said this is not safe, there's no long-term testing. And what were we told? It's safe, it's effective, you need to take it. You can't enter any of these places unless you have it, because otherwise you could kill grandma. First of all, the science has come back that it was never tested for transmission. And now they've already admitted that, yes, it's caused heart issues, myocarditis in children. Now it's come out with, oh, now it's also inflammation, which I'm sure the two are related. Anyway, I will put the article link below. It's sketchy and sideways. Like, that's not authentic. Not authentic at all. If parents who don't work in the medical community can literally stand up and say, something's wrong here, and I don't feel good about this, and I don't feel good about putting it in my kid, because FYI, this can't fucking be taken out. I don't feel good about putting it in my kid. Oh, so I'm not going to follow what you're doing. So they're going to be kicked out of every fucking sport that they love. And oh, I can't take them to a restaurant, can't take them to a sports complex, can't even enter it because we're a threat. See how it's like, ooh, it's pulling up from my toes. Pulling up from my toes. Because this not only affected people's emotional health, it affected their physical health. When our emotional health is affected, our physical health is also affected. Every single fucking time. So my message to you today, get really comfortable with listening to you. Not the news, not the government officials. They're only in it for the money. They're only in it for the money. If you look up, probably 99% of the political leaders, they all of them earned more over the past 2 years. And don't tell me because, they were doing so much more. They were not. They were not. They were spewing out information. Anyway, my point is follow your intuition, follow your own heart, and it will never lead you astray. So the oils that, interestingly enough, I was naturally drawn to this morning before leaving. Magnolia, which is the oil of compassion. And I'm pretty sure I know this one, but I just want to look it up super quick. Jasmine, sexual purity and balance. So why do I feel like this one's a really important one to share? Because when I think of sexual purity and balance, I think of my solar chakra, my sacral chakra, and my root chakra. Within the Empath Business Academy that I have been in this year, I just finished working through my solar, and now we're on heart. I felt the disconnect between my heart and my lower chakras. It was incredible, actually. Absolutely incredible. Our solar and sacral, if you think of that area, like reproduction, it's creation, right? Because that's where a baby is created and then birthed into the world. So sexual purity and balance makes 100% sense to me. To feel at home in you. Be comfortable in you, in your body. So that's the second one. And then I got In Tune, which I'm also pretty sure of this one. I think it's Presence. Yes, In Tune is presence. So the more present you are in your life, and I always put it on the back of my neck, it has such a masculine scent. It's absolutely beautiful. It has West Indian sandalwood, patchouli, frankincense, lime, ylang ylang, Hawaiian sandalwood, and Roman chamomile. It's a beautiful blend, but it's definitely very masculine. And then balance, which is my go-to all the time for grounding. If you can get yourself out in nature today, I always put it on my wrists, and then I put some on the back of my neck as well. If you can get yourself out in nature today and get your feet on the grass, on the dirt to ground, and just kind of, it just helps everything realign in your body. It's pretty magical, actually. All right, so now I am using the Work Your Light deck. So let's see what our messages are for this week. Because I know it was a little harsh coming in this message today, but that's what I'm passionate about. I am like super passionate about not only living your truth, but encouraging everyone to live their truth. Because what my truth is not going to be yours. What your truth is not going to be mine. There might be some, like, it may weave together somehow, but it's not going to be identical. So what I'm doing in my life, yes, some might mirror into yours, but you're going to find your own beautiful way of figuring things out too, right? All right. So the card that jumped out, the Great Gathering. It's all coming together, intuitive hits and soul tribe. Like, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. So beautiful. So follow your intuition. That's exact intuitive hits. When you think of something, you could be driving down the road and a thought may drop into your head and you might think it means nothing. Write it down. There might be a message connected with it. Or it might be something that, say, you thought of last week or on the weekend, and you might drive past something. It's like, oh yeah, that, right? Or this is the way I need to do it. I'm just trying to think of an example, because I know I had some examples this weekend and I cannot remember. I have, yes, the song Wild as Her just dropped in. So after the Wow's Out Wellness event on Saturday, which was amazing, I dropped my friend off, and as soon as she jumped out, the song that came on was Wild as Her. And it's a song that I have loved recently, simply because now the word rewilding is dropping in. So if you think of yourself, if you've ever been in a situation where you felt self-confident, or not felt self-confident, or you've had to heal from something, or someone has hurt you emotionally, I'm not talking physically, someone stabbed you in the back or talking behind your back, like something like that. I love that song because it's almost like it's coming back to your truth. It doesn't matter what he said. It doesn't matter what she did. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. None of it matters. And yes, it's easy to say that, but in the big picture, what matters is you and how you feel, not how anyone else feels. Not at all how anyone else feels, how you feel. If you can honestly say you're living an authentic, truthful life, then no one else should matter, because if you're living in truth, you're not hurting anyone else, right? You're choosing to live your best life, and so you don't need to worry about hurting someone else. Someone else's feelings may get hurt based on, like, if you're not doing what they think you should do, which I hit that many times, unfortunately, during COVID, when we made the choices that we made. My intuition was right for my family, and I will never, ever apologize for that. So, what does this mean for you? And how can you bring more of it into your life? I hope you have an awesome, awesome, awesome day.